actually handed it in last November because his 75th birthday is on the 17th of March. And there will be a Pope then. The Pope just yesterday accepted the resignation now. And as regards the Diocese of Edinburgh, there'll be an apostolic administrator appointed by the Pope to go in and govern the diocese, and that will be, I'm quite sure, a senior bishop, and part of his job will be to examine the allegations that have been made, and I think it would be very inappropriate of me to say anything about that while that's going on. So that's my first point. The three sections I want to speak to you about today. First of all, as I'm going out to Rome tomorrow, is thinking back of the four last popes we've had. I'm thinking of Pope John, called the Second Vatican Council, and was, I suppose, a great favourite with everybody. Good Pope John, he was called. He was humorous, he was down to earth, he was wise, he was, in a good way, he opened the doors of the Catholic Church, and I think was one of the most beloved popes of recent history. He issued an encyclical letter called Pacem in Terris, all about peace. But what people loved about Pope John was his humanity, his jokes, how many people work in the Vatican? About half. And what about? And I belong to the club of the family, all sorts. When he went to prison to see the prisoners, he said he'd had an uncle in prison. All these things endeared him by his just very humanity. He was a great man. And so was his successor, Paul VI, I think, who had to conclude the Vatican Council. And I see him very much as a man of dialogue. He was the first Pope to travel abroad. He went to Jerusalem, where he met the Patriarch, and he went to India as well, and he went to the United Nations to appeal for peace. He had a very difficult pontificate, I think, between 1963 and 1978, just trying to bring about the reforms and the renewal of the Second Vatican Council. And then there was Pope John Paul I, or the only last of the month, and we remember him, I think, particularly by his smile. And when he died, then we had, in a sense, unexpectedly, a man from a far country, namely Pope John Paul, who was a kind of world evangelist, opening the doors of the church, opened the doors of the world to Jesus Christ. He was an extraordinary man, and I think again will be remembered for so many things. The leitmotif of his papacy was only the dignity of the human person, the dignity of every human being, and so we remember him, I think, with great affection, as indeed we will do also with Pope Benedict. Pope Benedict, who had a great veneration for Pope John Paul. And even to say to me, what is his legacy? I'd say the legacy of Pope Benedict. First of all, the lucidity of his teaching. In my lifetime, I've never known a Pope who's been able to teach, to preach with such clarity and precision and love of the gospel of Jesus Christ. And he's a teacher, and I think we'll remember him, particularly in this country, for his the way he came over to the people here, not as an austere, severe man, but as a humble pastor, a shepherd. And it was very moving, I thought, when he came here for those days in 2010. So the papacy is very important, and the cardinals have a very big job to do.